Hi, and welcome to Deathcard TV's guide on the normal mode Nythendra encounter in the Emerald Dream Raid instance live on patch 7.0.3. This encounter is a single target fight that requires a bit of movement and is broken into two repetitive phases. Nythendra has basic dragon mechanics, meaning she has a breath, and if you stand too close to her tail, she will swipe you away, so keep your distance and stay at her sides. She has four main abilities that you need to be aware of. The first ability is Rot. Rot is a 9-second debuff applied to multiple raid members approximately every 15 seconds and causes 250,000 damage to all allies within 8 yards of the target every 3 seconds. Additionally, once completed, a pool of infested ground will drop at your location. The number of people infected by Rot is determined by raid size and is increased by 1 each time part of the swarm is completed. Players targeted by Rot should run out to the walls, away from allies, to avoid damage and drop infested ground in a proper place. The second ability to know is Volatile Rot. Nythendra will infect the current tank every 24 seconds, and after 8 seconds it will explode, causing over 1 million damage. The farther you are, the less damage you will take, with the exception of the tank. They will always take the full brunt of the damage and should use cooldowns to mitigate. Once Volatile Rot is applied to a tank, the off-tank should immediately taunt the boss, while the main tank proceeds to run from the group to lower raid-wide damage and drop another pool of infected ground. 3 Volatile Rots will happen per phase. The third ability is Infested Breath. Nythendra will target any DPS or healer, and they proceed to charge and release, dealing massive ticking damage every second for 5 seconds, leaving behind piles of infested ground in a cone shape. If you have movement speed buffs, now is a good time to use them, as any one hit will cause more infested ground to spawn. Have your tanks try to keep Nythendra in a position so that each breath is in close proximity to the last. She will cast this twice each phase 1. Cast 2 will coincide with the third Volatile Rot, and healers should pop cooldowns to compensate. After 2 breaths, she will push to phase 2. The final ability is Heart of Storm. While Nythendra reaches 0 energy, she will collapse to the ground and enter phase 2. While in phase 2, Nythendra will draw all existing patches of infested ground to her location and absorb them. Careful, because they will still inflict damage to players if it passes through them. During this phase, the floor will be littered with insects, and every few seconds a handful will become corrupted vermin. Corrupted vermin cast Burst of Corruption, causing approximately 200,000 damage to players within 8 yards. It will also apply a stacking debuff that increases the damage of Burst of Corruption by 75% each. Players getting hit twice in a row will likely be not fatal. Players should watch for bugs that grow and immediately run from them. That just about sums up the encounter. So to recap, tanks should swap out after each Volatile Rot, then run from group to reduce damage. DPS should be aware if they are infected with Rot, and drop pools away from the raid. Get out of breath as soon as possible, and pop any type of movement speed increase you have. Should also be aware of corrupted vermin during phase 2. Healers, pop cooldowns and prepare for overlapping Volatile Rot and breath. It can be extreme. Thank you very much for watching this short guide on the Nythendra encounter, and I hope you found it informative. This is the first video I upload, so please, let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for much more similar content to come daily. Thank you.